Good afternoon, everybody. At first, I would like to thank Anne and Estonian FA for inviting me here. It's my pleasure to be here and meet you and see the stadium for the first time. My name is Minttu Paavola, and I work in the FA of Finland as a grassroots expert. Few words about my background in the beginning. I have a player background myself. I played in the women's national league level in Finland quite many years. At the moment I'm still playing, but not that seriously anymore. I'm playing in the women's second division at the moment. I work with football, but I also volunteer with football in Finland. At the moment I'm a team manager of my 7-year-old son's football team. And that's very interesting work. I meet many families and many nice children in my volunteering. I also have experience in administration of the club. I have been a board member many years in one football club called Jyväskylän Pallokerho. It's 300 kilometers north from Helsinki. That is my home city originally. Topics today. It was interesting to hear Anne's presentation because all these themes you mentioned, these are the themes we are handling in Finnish football at the moment and Finnish women's and girls football. In my presentation, I will now concentrate mostly on the grassroots side. And these are the topics. I will, in the beginning, show you some statistics. Then I will talk to you about the girls' football development scheme, which is the most important tool we use for developing girls' football at the moment. Daycare, school, and football club cooperation. Anne was also talking to you about the school activities. We think these are the most important actions our clubs need to do, considering getting more girls to join football clubs. If we have time, I will also say a few words about women's recreational or leisure football, and also about how to get more women to participate in all football roles. And during this presentation, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. So anytime, feel free to raise your hand and ask a question. Some statistics here in the beginning. Here you can see what's the situation now in Finland, considering the numbers of the players. With the blue pillar, there is the number of the boys and men players, and red pillar shows the number of the girls and women players at the moment. And as you see, at the moment there is a little bit over 28,000 women players in Finland, and if you compare it to the number in 2004, it has been rising with 10,000 players. So it has been growing all the time quite evenly, but all the time growing. And 23% of all registered players at the moment are girls and women in Finland. Anne also showed you some similar statistics from your country. I hope you understand some Finnish. There is the highest pillar is football. These are the numbers of registered girl and women players in all team sports in Finland. So the highest pillar is football, and the next one is indoor bandy, and the second volleyball, Finnish baseball, basketball, and ice hockey. And this is something that people, not in Finland, they don't realize this. So that's why I show this everywhere I go. And this is like by far the most popular sport in Finland, girls' football. And interesting thing is that I have been collecting these numbers from other associations each year, and the sports that are growing at the moment are football, indoor bandy, and ice hockey. And these are the sports that are doing some specific actions towards getting more girls and women to join. More traditional women's sports like volleyball, Finnish baseball, and basketball, they haven't been doing any actions to get more girls and women, and that can be seen. They are not growing at all. Here is some statistics from other Scandinavian countries. And the last part is interesting, that what's the percentage of the population that are participating in football in different countries. And in Finland, it's 2.2% of all the population. This includes girls, women, boys, and men. And if we have a look at other countries, it's around 6%. And this is something we have been looking very carefully in Finland, that we have lots of potential, not only on girls' side, but also on boys' and men's side. Address is football girls football development scheme. This is a tool to develop girls football in Finland. We started this scheme in 2008. We were hosting Women's Euro in 2009, and before the tournament, we were thinking how could we use the tournament for developing our girls football. And we came up with this scheme. And the objectives of this scheme are to start girls football in a club, if it's a club that only runs boys football currently, or if they already are organizing girls football, to strengthen that activity. We also analyzed some statistics considering at what age does the children start football. And we noticed that boys tend to start when they are around 6, 7 years old, but girls, they started not before they are 10, 11, 12. And this was something we wanted to change. As you all know, we all know, football is quite a difficult game. You have to use your feet. It's not that easy if you would using your hands. And some motorical phases are already when you are under 10 years old. And if you only start playing when you are 12, some phases are gone already. You will never learn some skills. You will never become that good player. One objective was also to recruit women as coaches and volunteers, because we thought that role models are very important. And if we have women as coaches and volunteers, we would probably get more girls to join activities. We also wanted to develop communication and marketing, because many times traditional club communication can be that a club is organizing a football school, and they print like a one white paper. There is like one photograph. Most of the time it's a photo of a boy player, and then there is lots of text on it, and then they put it on the wall of the local grocery shop. But if we want to get more girls to join, we have to do something different, because girls and the parents of the girls, they don't pay attention on that kind of advertising. We have to do something differently. And also one objective was to develop the culture of women players as role models, so that the girls would go to the local women's teams matches. And also on the opposite side, these women players would come to girls' trainings and maybe coach them sometimes and get familiar with them and invite them to see their matches. And the main tools in this scheme have been daycare, school football, school and football club cooperation. We think this is definitely the most important tool to get more girls to join football clubs. And also to find new forms of activity, like Princess Football, City Block Leagues. I will tell you a little bit later about this Princess Football activity. This is how the scheme goes. It lasts 1 year, and each year we have had the same process. That in the end of the year, we tell our clubs that we are starting this kind of scheme. Would you like to join? And clubs, they have to apply for taking part in this scheme, and we make them to apply just to get them to be committed. Usually, most of the time, we can take all in to participate, but we want them to be committed. In the end of the year, the clubs are selected to participate in the scheme, and at the beginning of the year, we organize a big kick-off seminar. This year we had it in Hämeenlinna, and there was 100 people participating in the seminar. It was a big seminar, and we shared lots of best practices and had lots of experts telling these clubs what they could start doing in developing their own girl football activities. When they go back to their own home cities and clubs after the seminar, they produce a project plan for their own project, and then they return these project plans to us, and we comment all these plans and give them a call and have a conversation. What are they planning to do? And then they start actions in clubs, and then we organize a follow-up in the end of the year. This is very simple, but it really works. We have very, very good experiences. When people leave that kick-off seminar, they are like full of energy. They almost blow. One form of activity we have been suggesting to these scheme clubs is called Princess Football. And what is Princess Football? It's targeted for small girls, around 4 to 6 years old. And the main idea behind this Princess Football is this, that we wanted to change the image of football, of girls' football. Traditionally, many years ago, maybe, I don't know what's the situation in Estonia, but at least it was in Finland, that the girls and women playing football were thought to be a little bit boyish, that only boyish girls can participate. And we wanted to tell that it is not the truth. Every kind of girls can participate in football. Tomboys, they are welcome, of course, but princess girls, they are welcome as well. And mostly it's marketing. It's a marketing trick that it attracts girls and families. We have some stories when some of our clubs have started this Princess Football, that there was one club in Helsinki that started to organize it, and the neighbor city, it's called Vantaa. There was a family, and the girl wanted to start play football, but she didn't want to go to the closest football club, because they didn't organize football, it was just football. And she insisted to get to this club in Helsinki, because there they organized Princess Football. So the name of the activity was the most important in that case. I show you some material we have produced for the scheme. We have produced posters like this. They are very girlish, aren't they? And also postcards. We call these as a friend postcard, because on the back side of the postcard it says that come and join, and then there is a place, time, and greetings from. And the club, they can fill these cards, and when they, for example, go to daycares or schools, they can give these cards there, and then it's written that where you can join local football club, Princess Football or some other activity. And also the girls who are already attending activities. They can give these to these girls and ask them to bring these to their friends. This has been very good. The clubs has told us that they really work. And if you compare, you go to the local grocery store and there is these two posters between each other. People will notice this. Girls will notice this, and also the parents of the girls will notice this. It's not only girls, I think parents, it's an important thing, because many times girls' parents, they don't think the option that their daughter would start football. But if they see these, they might think, okay, there is that kind of activity for girls as well. Maybe we could go and try. I noticed myself when I started in one club, I started it was Princess and Prince football concept. My son was then 3 years old, and I wanted to try how it works. And I was in the outdoor playing ground. And when I saw a family that had a child at that age, I went to them and I told that this local club is starting Princess and Prince football club, would you like to join? And every parent of the boys said, oh yes, where can I get more information? But not many parents of the girls told this. They were like, oh, we just started dancing, I'm not sure. I don't know how it is here, but it's more difficult to get girls. You don't need so big marketing tricks for getting boys, because the parents, they are finding out where can a boy play football. In Prince football, we also encourage our clubs to think about how they organize it. The duration of the activity. Traditionally, clubs have been starting a team. They start a team and they invited girls to participate in teams. But we encourage them to try other models as well. They could have a princess football for 2 months, 8 times, 30 euros. It's very easy to say to some family that bring your daughter, pay 30 euros, come 8 times, and see how it is. It's easier that way. Or if you are telling that, would you like to join a team for ages, forever, from now on? And some clubs, they have done so that they have organized, for example, princess football in May and June, and then again in August, September, and after that, they have built a team from those girls who has got really enthusiastic and interested in it. And what is princess football? It's football. But the only thing that is different, that we encourage our clubs to do different, is that take into account small girls and their age, and do the things age-appropriate way. Many times it's not a traditional male coach who's the best coach for coaching princess football. It might be a woman with a teacher background. Most of the time, woman with a teacher background is the best coach for small children. And not only for girls, in my opinion, also for boys. And we encourage our clubs to use or activate these children's imaginations. And I have heard so many good stories from some very good coaches when they have been coaching these girls. They have, for example, in one club, the players, they were princesses, and the coach, she was queen. And they called footballs as the golden balls, and they have like drills that the coach tells them to dribble the golden ball to the castle before the dragon catches you. It's exactly the same drill that you could run on boys' football, but you just create a story for the drill. And this works not only in girls' football, but also in boys' football. But especially in girls' football, and in the beginning of the hobby, it's important to pay attention on. Then these daycare, school, and football club cooperation activities. We have set an objective that all the football clubs, they should meet all the preschool students in their local surrounding. In Norway, they have an objective to meet all the first-class students in school, so we have put it a little bit downwards. We want to meet all the preschool children, and we have created some concepts and also some materials to help our clubs in this. For daycares, we have created Pusta and Pampa. They are the characters you see there, these red and blue one, Pusta and Pampa. And we have produced some material I will show you. This is a package of 5 sessions, and in each session there is a story of Pusta and Pampa. It's an adventure. These Pusta and Pampa, they are traveling and they are learning to speak the language of football. And the idea is that in daycare, first they read the story, and then they have training. Then there is Pusta's and Pampa's football training. And there is 5 sessions. And the club, they can go to local daycare, and then they can, for example, run the first one, and then they can leave the material for the daycare and encourage them to organize these other sessions themselves. A new material we have just recently produced is Pusta's and Pampa's music football for daycares, a booklet, and there is a CD. And in this CD there is music that is very easy to use in music football activities. There is like songs that there is pauses. You don't need to push to pause the music, but there is already pauses. And then there is like songs that there is like a high music and low music, so it can be easily used in different activities. And it has been a great success in many towns. For example, in a town called Mikkeli, they have reached all the daycares. They have went there and organized the music football. And every time they go there, the idea is to get the children to come and try football in local football club. They can, if the club only goes to daycare and asks, can we give these to children? They are maybe a little bit, we are not sure. But when they say that we will come to you and we will organize your children a wonderful music football session, then after that they ask, so can we leave these postcards to the closet of every child? They will say yes. We have also produced a material for teachers in schools. Most of the teachers in first grades are women in Finland, and many times they don't have that good knowledge to teach football in schools. So we thought it's very important to produce some material they can easily use and organize football in PE lessons. We have also, this is also totally new material. These are fair play cards. And these fair play cards are also for the use in schools, that teachers can use these on PE lessons or any lessons. And there is like different fair play cards. One is you can concentrate very well, or you support other people very well, or something else. We have a partner in it. It's a Oululainen Reilu. It's a bread in Finland who is producing these with us. And this year we want every single teacher in Finland to have these cards in their use. And the FA Finland is seen in these cards, so it's propaganda for teachers and schools. The support for these scheme clubs. This year we are having 46 clubs participating in this scheme, and they are not getting any money, but they are getting other kind of support. They get education. We share some best practices with them, and they get to do networking into kick-off seminar. They also have a contact person in the FA, who is, I'm the contact person in the FA. We have 12 districts in Finland, district organizations, and in each district there is also a contact person for the clubs that are situated in that district. We have also produced material that I show you, these postcards and posters, and also diplomas they can use. We have also produced an advertisement template that they can only send us details, where are they starting their activity, and to one person in our FA office, she will design the advertisement for them and send it back to the club. Because usually, most of the time, clubs, they don't have the knowledge and skills to do nice-looking advertisements. We also give them footballs. This year we give 40 footballs for each scheme clubs, and they are pink-colored. I show you one. It looks like this, and this has been very, very popular among girls. Oh. They also get beeps, they get small goals to use. Kick markers, they are totally new thing. They look like this. And you put it on your football boot, like this. I don't know if you can see. But then the coach can explain that you have to kick with the star. And then they can easily teach to use different parts of the foot, because you can change the place of the star. I don't know if everybody can see it, but I hope so. But this is something we self-invited in the FA office, and we have been pretty glad to have these. We only got these 2 weeks ago, so we have tested them in few teams. This works very good in the teams of special needs as well, handicapped teams.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Use these balls in the princess football or something softer?
Yeah, that's it. That ball. Yeah.
That kind of ball?
Yes.
Anything softer?
No. No. But in the daycare football, this music football I was telling you, then we are using the soft footballs, so that they can play with bare feet. Here are some results from last year's scheme. We had then 36 scheme clubs, and there was new activity groups, 83 for girls. We are also running a similar project for boys. That's why there is also boys' numbers in this slide. In the scheme clubs, to under 10 years old girls players, it grew 93%. So it almost doubled during the year that they participated in this scheme. And I find this so easy way to get more, or get the clubs to start some activities. They get so enthusiastic themselves that they do it. We just have to give them the support. They can call us anytime and we ask, how are you? And they can ask some advice. And also they got lots of new volunteers, over 100 women volunteers, and they organized many, many daycare and school activities. And it's not necessarily called princess football that they start in the clubs, because there is few people that think that it's a stupid name, and they definitely don't want to use it. Some people may think that it's too stereotyping to use, that they might be asking that there is always girls that don't want to be princesses. And we say, okay, you decide, but try to invent or create a name that attracts girls. It doesn't need to be princesses. So there has been very good names in many cities like Minnit and Ronaldinat and Peppi Pitkätossut. And that kind of names. Something that attracts girls and that is not traditional. The traditional way is to organize a football school. And that is something we want to change. We want to encourage them to try something new. And it was very interesting that we started the scheme on the girls' side in the beginning, and in the clubs, boys' parents started to ask that if you are organizing princess football for girls, what are you organizing for boys? Is it only like normal teams? And so many clubs, they also started activities like prince football or knight football or Batman football. But this also works when you are talking about small boys and girls under school age, let's say 4 to 6 years old. Here is a picture from Merilappi United. Some Estonian player is playing Merilappi this season, isn't it? Yeah. They started this princess football around a month ago, and they got 72 small princesses to join their club, which is a very good number because it's not a big city, this Kemi, where this Merilappi is located. And this is from Mikkeli, where they have actively run this music football in daycares. She's an ex-player, this coach, and she has visited all the daycares in the city of Mikkeli. And this is actually from the local newspaper. They have got very good publicity also locally for these projects. I could show you a small video clip now.
No, Prinsessafutis on 3–5-vuotiaiden tyttöjen oma pallokerho, jossa tutustutaan leikinomaisesti jalkapalloiluun. Prinsessafutis on osa meidän seurahanketta, eli me ollaan vuoden alusta osallistuttu Palloliiton osoitteena Futis-hankkeeseen ja kehitetään tyttötoimintaa seurassa. Ja tämä Prinsessafutis on meidän lippulaiva tässä toiminnassa. Tämä meidän toiminta on suunniteltu ihan pienille tytöille. Että 3-vuotiaiden tyttöjen on mukava tulla tänne meidän kanssa kerran viikossa harjoittelemaan ja sitten he pääsevät meidän omien seuran tyttöjunioreiden hyvässä ohjauksessa harjoittelemaan. Eli tämä on turvallista toimintaa, joka on suunniteltu juuri pienille tytöille. Meidän prinsessalla on aivan loistava treenipaikka, että me harjoitellaan kerran viikossa täällä Pirkkahallin nurmella ja täällä muut seuran juniorit harjoittelee ja pelaa, eli täällä saa semmoista hyvää ensituntumaa jalkapalloilijan kesätoimintaan. Seurana me halutaan saada pieniä tyttöjä lisää meidän seuratoimintaan ja tuoda heitä tänne pelaajapolulle mahdollisimman varhaisessa vaiheessa ja samoin tutustuttaa perheitä seuran toimintaan. Ja nuorille ohjaajille tämä on aivan mahtava kokemus, että he saavat tällaista ohjaajakokemusta ja toimintaa pienten tyttöjen kanssa. Että tämä toimii mahtavasti molemmin puolin. Meillä on 40 tyttöä tästä pallokerhosta mukana. Ja me ollaan tehty meidän toiminta niin, että aina jaetaan porukka 4 eri pienryhmään, joita sitten ohjaa aikuiset, jotka on rekrytoitu vanhempien keskuudesta. Ja sitten on nämä tyttöjuniorit auttamassa. Ja sitten tytöt kulkee rastilta toiselle, eli meillä on leikkirasti, sitten meillä on pallon kuljetus- ja hallintarasti, sitten harjoitellaan yhdellä rastilla ketteryyttä ja sitten yhdellä rastilla pelaillaan. Loistava konsepti on ollut, että ollaan päästy ensin palloliiton koulutukseen ja sitten sieltä lähdetty suunnittelemaan tätä toimintaa. Me ollaan kevään mittaan markkinoitu tätä prinsessafutista seuran omassa infolehtisessä ja sitten on jaettu prinsessafutiskortteja ja esitteitä päiväkotiin ja eskareihin. Ja tämän prinsessafutiksen suosio on yllättänyt meidät todella. 40 tyttöä on otettu tähän futikseen mukaan ja toinen mokoma olisi halunnut tulla. Eli vanhemmat haluaa tarjota lapsille liikuntaharrastuksia jo varhaisessa vaiheessa ja kokemuksia yhdessä tekemisessä. Et ollaan tosi iloisia tästä suosiosta, minkä tämä meidän prinsessafutis on saanut.
Yeah, this video was from the city of Tampere. A club called TPV organized princess football. They participated our scheme last year. They had very good experiences participating. Like she told there that they only could take 40 girls in. They had to leave 40 girls out. They couldn't take all in. But maybe this summer they will do it again and take more girls in. Then a few words about women's leisure football, because this is also a thing that is growing very rapidly in Finland at the moment. There's many ex-players, because now women's football was started in Finland in the beginning of 70s. So there is starting to be lots of ex-players who have maybe stopped playing, but they want to start again. And then there is lots of mothers who has got interested in football. They have maybe brought their girl or son to local football club. They have been standing beside the pitches, and they have got interested in playing as well. And they can be like totally beginners. And also anyone who is interested. There is quite many women who dream of becoming a footballer. They are maybe watching football from the TV and they would like to try it as well. And usually these are the people who are interested in their well-being and they want to work out. And this is very good sport or thing to do for keeping you fit. And so our clubs and also our districts, they have started to create new kind of activities for facing this or answering this request. In our districts, they have started leagues called hobby leagues that anyone can join. They can, or any group, they can build a hobby group. They don't need to be registered players. They can just say that we would like to play and come and play. They don't need to register their players. And this has grown very rapidly. We have also started to organize events for beginners. We started an event called Unelmakuppi in 2009. It's held each September, and there is around 130 women teams participating. This picture is from that event, and it's for having fun. So players, they can be totally beginners, and it's played 4 against 4 on small-sided games. And it has been a great success, this event. It's organized in Helsinki each year. Some of our clubs, they have also started to organize adults' football schools, and they have also been very popular. You know the concept of football schools for children? They work also for adults. Then there has been built many soccer moms teams. Here is one picture of a soccer moms teams. I took it from my Facebook. That's my Facebook friend's post on her wall. And this is a mother's team in a club called PPJ in Helsinki. And they started it 1 year ago. And now they produced real jerseys for the women, and they are very enthusiastic. They are having a first time in their life they are playing in a team. And we think there's like lots of opportunities in this side, in leisure football. In the future or at the moment, people are very interested in well-being. And we see that football could be an option if you think about traditional women's workout habits, going to aerobics. Maybe someday it could be football that could be joined as easily as going to aerobics class. We already have some examples of this. In Oulu, the clubs, they started to organize women's trainings, open women's trainings, each Thursday at 7 o'clock. Anyone could come and pay €3 and get coaching, and they could come and play football. Because sometimes the difficulty is that to aerobics lessons you can go alone, but to play football you need friends. So we should create new ways to face this. For example, the model from Oulu that anyone can go to the open trainings. Then in the end, a few words about how to get more women to all football roles, because this is something that is really important question as well, and we think in the FF Finland that this is something that we really need to put effort. Because at the moment in Finland we have quite many girls as players, but if we are looking at our coaches or the women in leadership positions, the situation is not that good. So we have started some projects to develop this side as well. We started last year a project called Coach Like a Woman. You probably know the sentence of throw like a girl, and that's a negative sentence. And we want to change it as a positive. Coach like a woman, it means something brilliant. It's a good thing to coach like a girl or woman. And this is actually a project that we share with other team sports. Also ice hockey, indoor bandy, ringette, and that kind of team sports. We share it. And in this project we have started mentoring. Our girls' national team coach, Marianne Miettinen, she has started a mentoring group where women coaches could apply, and we chose 5 potential women coaches to take part in this mentoring process. And this year we get them together 3 times, and this Marianne Miettinen, our girls' national team coach, she also goes to the local surrounding of these coaches, and she tries to support them to get further in their coaching career. One of these coaches in this mentoring process, she's our ex-national team player. She hasn't even started to coach yet, but we see that there is lots of potential in these kind of players who have just recently stopped playing themselves. We have also started respect actions for ex-players, so that each year we invite all our ex-national team players come together. Usually we see a match at that day, and we can also have some education for them. Last year we organized one situation, and there was 40 ex-players participating in it, and it was really nice to see some of them were already 60 years old, some of them were 25 years old, and they have got lots of things from football, and we want to encourage them to give something back to football, to start coaching locally. And we also organize different seminars and conferences and workshops considering this, getting more women as coaches. We have organized seminars in different parts of the country, and we invited local ex-players and people who are already coaching at these seminars to encourage them to start coaching or continue coaching and get further in coaching career. Considering decision-making, UEFA is organizing Women in Football Leadership Education, and each year one woman from each UEFA association can participate in it. And this year we asked women to apply for this one place we have from Finland, and we got lots of applicants. And then we decided that we have to start organizing a local version of that education. And now the applying time for this local or national women in football leadership education is going on, and we will start it in June. We assume to have 20 potential women leaders in that education. We are also getting FIFA instructor to that education. And this lobbyist in each district, the problem in Finland is that we don't have many women participating in football administration. And the problem is that if we don't have them on a club level, we cannot have them on a district level or FA level. So that's why we have to start from the bottom. And the country is big, so we have to have someone to watch after this everywhere. And now in May, I'm collecting a person from each district. We have 12 districts, and get them together, and we will go through this matter that we need to get more women. And these persons, when they go back to their districts, it's their responsibility to make sure that something starts happening. I hope you understand what I mean. Yes, that was all from my side. I would like to thank you. And now, if you have some questions, I'm happy to answer them.
So, questions from the back row.
Indrek Käo, Põlve jalgpalliklubi Lotos. Väga sümpaatne oli kuulata teie ettekannet, et Soome Jalgpalli Liit on väga tõsiselt võtnud naiste jalgpalli arendamise ette ja väga läbimõeldult seda kõike tehakse. Et sain ma õigesti aru, et te olete Jalgpalliliidus, töötate ja Soomes otseselt naiste jalgpalliga tegelevaid klubisid rahaliselt ei toetata. Et oskate te öelda, et kui suur on Soome Jalgpalli Liidu eelarves naiste jalgpallile eraldatud raha number ja kui palju sellest kulub sellele teie valdkonnale ehk siis sellele rohujuure tasandile ja nendele rahva jalgpalliprojektidele. Et see numbrid, mis te näitasite, et kuskil 25% Soome jalgpalluritest on naised, et Eestis on see kuskil natuke peale 10, et meil on kõva arenguruum, aga kui palju Soome Jalgpalliliit eraldab naiste jalgpalli jaoks vahendeid. Ja teine küsimus, et kui palju toetab UEFA või FIFA Soome jalgpalli või jalgpalliliitu just naistele mõeldud vahenditega, kas rahaliselt või siis inventariga siin pallid ja muud asjad. Aitäh.
If you ask our women football people, the FA is not giving enough money. That's the situation. It's often that our people are comparing the situation to, for example, Sweden. For example, in Sweden, the money is going 50-50, if you think about the national teams, boys and men's national teams and women's national teams. And Finland, the situation is not like that. So it depends who you ask. If you ask like fanatic women football people, not enough. But however, the FA is putting effort on girls and women's football, and we have also been trying to benefit from the FIFA's and UEFA's projects. We have been applying FIFA's funding for developing our women's league. We got the funding for last year, and now we got it for this year as well. And this is very, very important in case of developing these, for example, women's leagues. But on the grassroots side, I must say that all the actions we do on grassroots level, it's for boys and girls. We don't separate them. But then additionally, we have some special project to support girls' football. I hope I answered your question somehow.
Okay, more questions?
At what age are you planning to lose the name of princess football or Batman football for boys? Or does it go gradually or?
Yeah, it depends on the club. We recommend that it would be around from 4 to 6. So it's like very small children. But some of the clubs, they have created own names to continue princess football names. I think it was really funny, these names. They had like a mini princesses, and giant princesses. You can imagine giant princesses. But it depends on the club. They can decide.
Let's say Batman boys. They are not Batman boys until 20 or something. You have to like lose it in 10 or somewhere. Or?
No,
the girls are princesses forever, but yeah,
I would recommend till they are 6. Yeah. But well, I have noticed when the children, when they go to school, they don't want to be princesses or Batmans. They want to be Messi or Marta.
Okei, aitäh. Kuna ma küsimusi rohkem ei näinud, siis ütleme Mintule aitäh. Ja tema ettekanne läheb õige pea ka interneti avarustesse üles, nii et kellele midagi segaseks või tähelepanuta saab seda üle vaadata ja loomulikult temaga hiljem vestelda, nii et ta on täna siin selle jaoks, et tema käest küsida. Aga järgmine kõneleja